And this is One House.
One house, the movement, we're coming through.
Peace. Man, welcome to One House Television, man. We're bringing back to you as usual. We got 3 topics, man. I should have checked the stats when we started, but I give them the general bill. I was doing some meme searching, so we're going to go into decoding, I guess, the racism inside of the economics into the sports.
Yeah.
So we have the revenue of these sporting leagues in relations to the demographics. So we'll break that down for a second. Then we're going to go into this breaking down just the etymology of words and just the principles and stuff. The good brother Kellen got a word and some stuff he brought into my attention. Some of them spill on that. I'm going on that. And then we're going to talk about Black Stars and some other stuff we got going on in the city. So to kind of go into what I was talking about earlier with the sports.
Right.
So I was just scrolling down the page. Matter of fact, I think Marcusio Southall, shout out to Bumble and Marcusio. Definitely a brother that be putting in work out here in these streets. But I was scrolling down the page, man, and he had a meme, and they was just saying like I want to say like 12 million for baseball, 9 million for the NFL, 5 million for hockey, 3 billion. But I think it was not even million, billion.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, 12 billion for baseball, 9 billion for NFL, 5 billion for hockey, 3 billion for basketball. But there's no money for schools.
Alright.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm like, wow. So then I was looking deeper than that because it was a school meme, but now it made me look at, okay, basketball 3 billion, hockey 5 billion, NFL 9 billion, hockey 12. I mean, baseball 12.
MLB, yeah.
Right? So now I'm looking at all these sports and I'm like, well, dang. I know basketball is the blackest sport. Can this have a correlation to why it has the least revenues? Then let me do a demographic check on the rest of the sports. And let's see if it correlates. Sure enough, it did. For example, the NHL has...
No, that's strictly...
mostly white.
Have
there's no African Americans. You may have some Africans or people from African descent in hockey, but there's no African Americans
playing hockey
whatsoever. Hockey, period. But it still revenues more than basketball. Hockey don't even have a major television contract because it was so unsuccessful over the last couple of years during the primetime shows that it's not popular. Yet and still, without no major broadcasting contract, this white sport produces more income than basketball does.
And basketball has the major contracts with the television station. That's why
the All-Star game get a lot of views.
Yeah. And they still not doing more than what hockey
but hockey is doing.
That's why.
Now we look at the NFL, which makes more than both.
Mm-hmm.
NFL is a majority black sport, right?
True.
But you don't really have no black owners. You have no black owners. In fact, you only have one majority owner in any sport. You know what sport that is? Basketball. And you don't have Michael Jordan. He don't fully own the team. This is one of the majority owner. He's a team around him. But I'm not digressing. If you look at the football, the highest paid position usually is the quarterback. Now, even though football is majority black, roughly about 60% black, there are 6 positions out the 22 because 11 on both.
Yeah.
But there's 6 positions that are mostly white, which is quarterback, center, tight end, punter, kicker, and there's one more. I gotta go check it out.
Mm-hmm.
And long snapper.
Okay, long snapper, yeah, which is basically still center.
Yeah, but you know
that's different than special teams. Yeah.
Exactly. See what I'm saying? So these are the majority white positions. Now I know for the fact quarterbacks are the highest paid, but when it comes to these positions, they also like what they call the brain positions because the center is the one who takes the stuff
and controls all the blocking
offensive
schemes.
line. So he's like the
He's
quarterback.
the quarterback for the
of
offensive,
the offensive
line.
line.
And
You
the
see what I'm
quarterback
saying?
is the thinking brain for the whole team
You see
on
what I
offense.
mean?
Basically.
And they have continually told you that these black guys
Can't operate.
can
on that
operate,
level.
and they always give the black people more scrutiny for being good.
That's why you hear the
under
distinction
scope.
between a regular, you hear them call the quarterbacks that are non-black, you hear them refer to them as quarterbacks. But the black quarterbacks, you hear them referred to as the athletic quarterbacks.
Exactly.
Making a distinction like,
And if you look at them, I mean, we handle the position a little different because we have
because we
different
are more athletic.
tools. You look at the running, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have maybe more options running with a black quarterback.
Yeah, but that doesn't make us more less intellectual.
But what kills me is that a quarterback will go under the scrutiny. It's because he can run. They say he don't stay in the pocket long enough. He
doesn't make
long
good
enough.
decisions.
He don't make a decision under pressure. Vince Young went 8-0 as a rookie. Now he's not nowhere in the league. RG3, great rookie season. Now they're talking about the man is washed up. Tim Tebow, he scrambled a little bit. When he scrambled a little bit, not only was it not played down, they was talking about how he did whatever it takes to win, and he's one of the most exciting quarterbacks to watch because he has the scramble ability. Same reason they love
Vic, all the other running quarterbacks.
Steve Young.
Yeah.
Their scramblers. They love their scramblers. Ours is always under the microscope. But Tebow had plenty of chances to play quarterback in the NFL. And he had one of the worst passing percentages ratings
In the history
ever.
of the league.
But what they'll say is that he was a winner. He won. Which goes me back to why Vince Young, 8-0, RG3, carried a team to the playoffs, rookie season. Now they're washed up. But a guy who played for a team that was on paper had beside him one of the best defenses all time. Because you see now the Broncos have won now a Super Bowl without him. With Peyton Manning himself only threw for 100-something yards. It was a defensive team.
Effort they
You
got.
see what I'm
Super
saying?
Bowl, yeah.
But long story short is, they give their people that position. And they also give them less scrutiny at that position. Because that is the prized position of the sport. And my connection was, I say if, because I think some people think like that. If you go somewhere, you want to influence your child, you want to give your child images of people that look like them.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking about, do I want to take my child to the NBA game? I mean, he might like NBA, but who looks like us on the court?
Yeah, if you watch,
Does
yeah.
Kevin Durant look like us? Kobe? And then if you think about it, even all the white players, name one from America.
That's still playing right now?
They're still playing. Because Steve Nash is from Canada, Dirk Nowitzki's from Germany. I can't even name you a white American. So I guess in that instinct, it's like, why would I be investing so much
Into a demographic that doesn't suit my
Me.
name.
See, so, but then it's like, if I go to the NFL game, because we got the quarterback,
You
he's
can
the
at
soul
least
of the team.
Exactly. You can at least show him that to emulate as a
You see
white
what I'm
guy, as a
saying?
white
So
parent.
there's
Yeah.
still something you can go in and make it, but then you can go further to baseball, the highest grossing sport.
You see them pitchers, catchers.
Because they is
Anderson.
60% white. They are the majority of baseball. You heard the saying, baseball is as American as apple pie.
Exactly. I wonder why.
Somebody told me the other day, I was talking to a sister, and she said, well, if you think about baseball, it's really a world sport. That's why it's making so much. I'm like, no,
No, it's
they
not.
have the World Series, and
It's not a
it's all
world
over the
sport.
world. But there is the saying that baseball is American
as American
as
pie.
apple pie.
Apple pie.
You
Yeah,
see what I'm
apple
saying?
pie. Yeah, that's true. That's true. They say that. It's American sport.
You feel
You
me?
know what I mean?
And
I mean,
American sport,
it's half.
60% white. And to go to a different demographic, what really blew my mind is that there's still people of color in the league, but it's been switched by like this new minority because it's mostly like
People of
Hispanics.
Latino descent.
Hispanics are 27%. Now there's 40% people of color, 60% white, but it's 8% African Americans. You see what I'm saying? So I mean, when I was a kid, I could name at least about 20 black baseball players.
Yeah.
Now there's probably only about
20 black baseball players.
baseball players. You see what I'm saying? You know, I'm talking about Fred McGriff,
David
Justice,
Ron Gant.
you know what I'm saying? They won't know.
All those, man. Yeah.
Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt.
Yeah.
Barry Bonds.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can keep going.
Sheffield.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
So now you can't even name
Ken
any.
Griffey Jr.
Exactly, the kid. You know what I mean? Now you can't even name any really. Bo Jackson. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can't
name
even really
one.
name any.
You see what I'm saying?
Now,
So it's
that are
like,
from
wow, because
America.
they say in the 80s, it was 27% black. In the 1900s, like in the 1990s, not 1900s, excuse me, 1990s, it was like 18% black.
What is it now?
8%.
8%?
Black. I didn't know the disparity was that low. Baseball is 8% black, but it's the highest revenue in sport, but it's also 60% white. I mean, it's the whitest sport
With the
outside
most
of hockey.
With the most money outside of hockey.
Because, but that's the whitest sport that has
the most amount
a
of money.
contract though with a major network. You see what I'm saying? Because the rest of these don't. So the majority black sport
that has the
NFL,
contract with the nation.
it makes less than the majority white sport with the contract. And then there's also a sport with no contract that's majority white. It happens to make more than a black sport that has multi-million-dollar contract. So it's just
So
like,
what we saying is there is no such thing as a coincidence.
And some people say you take this stuff too far, and maybe.
Well, maybe we do, but maybe you don't take it far enough. I mean, we just gave you the facts, what my brother did, and just think about the information, man. Think about it.
And like I say, do you think there is a coincidence between the economics being made versus the racial disparity of the players? I would say I don't think so. But
I mean, because it's like that across the board in America. It's not just in sports. It's across the board. So if you really take that as an example of how the society is, the culture.
Why would you think it's a coincidence?
Exactly. Why would you think it's a coincidence?
Of course. So speaking of just unethical practices and stuff being unethical, man, let's get down to that word you broke down.
Yeah.
That shit had my mind blown.
Speaking about, piggybacking off the topic you just brought up, you know what I mean? It's kind of a glaring example of what I call a mercenary culture, what we have in America, what we call a mercenary culture. I hit the brother up, a couple of weeks ago, matter of fact, or a couple of days ago, I'm sorry, and I was like, look at the word mercenary or whatever. Yeah. And long story short, we had a conversation. The brother was like, what you said?
Yeah, because, originally, probably what y'all thought. He said, what mercenary really mean, man? What the real definition of mercenary? I said, well, dang, I thought mercenary was a soldier for hire, or like a soldier that's hired to fight on a foreign land.
Now, what's crazy about it, if you look up that in the dictionary, that'll be one of the first definitions that you'll get.
When I looked it up in the dictionary, there was actually definition number 2. And the definition you said was definition number 1.
Wow.
Which means that is the highest definition.
For the
that
word.
means when you use the word, you're supposed to look at what's number 1.
Word.
So I thought that would be the number 2, what you were saying. But
Yeah.
I was like, that would make it even more shocking that the second definition was
Is a soldier
the
for hire.
foreign soldier for hire. Which brings me back to the number 1 meaning, which is what you lace my tennis shoes with a person that does anything for money, even if it defies ethics.
Exactly. Now, the reason why I attach that word to the culture of America is because you think about it. We are literally doing anything for money. Everything we do is centered around the acquirement and the acquisition of money. I mean, think about it. You cannot live in this society without money. So I mean, most of us that have jobs, especially the ones that work the 9-to-5 minimum wage jobs, you are compromising something in your being to make money so we can survive. True enough, it's for survival, but the sole purpose of survival in this nation is to make money. So if you compromise something in your being, you're selling something out of you. You are really compromising yourself. You are doing something unethical against self to make money. You're being a mercenary. You know what I mean? I mean, and it leads to what I was talking about the last time we spoke to y'all about integrity and a capitalistic society. I was talking to a sister out at Railroad Park, and we were talking about capitalism or whatever, and she basically said there is no rules in true capitalism. So my thing is, if there are no rules in a true capitalistic society, and we call ourselves a capitalistic society, that lends to unethical behavior. that lends to the whole society being mercenary.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And think about what we do. We cut each other back out for money.
Yeah, we do. And it's like the whole system of capitalism says, buy it for the lowest you can get it.
And sell it.
And mark it up for the highest you can get it. I'm now in retail. Just to get personal. It's opened up the door for me to get things at a lower price, right? Business says mark things up at least 300%. I try not to go that far. I try to go less than 300%, but I still know I mark it up.
To make a profit.
And then at the point to where I'm giving it to where I got it from, I feel cheated. But that's where I got it from. You understand the insanity?
Yeah, yeah.
I feel cheated when I give somebody the product for which the price I got it from.
Yeah. And see, that's deep.
So there is no worth in the capitalistic system. But it pushes you to look played if you just get met with the value that you got.
Exactly.
If you look at yourself as a salesman or a retailer.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly. I mean, it goes back to the bottom line. Like I got a saying. Anytime you're doing anything strictly for the sole purpose of making money, you're probably doing something unethical.
But how can you make it ethically when you know that whatever that person sold it to you for,
you can't sell it for that.
Cheaper than what he giving it to you for? Because there's no way for them to have a thought. Nobody can buy it and sell it cheaper than what they buy. You see what I'm saying?
It's not good business.
But if I'm giving you, if I'm adding extra value to what it's really worth, how ethical really is that? So is it even possible to have an ethical business in the capitalistic system?
It's not
when
possible.
I can't afford to give you it at what I got it for?
It's not possible.
Because in the bartering system, at least we like exchange value to what we sent to make it equivalent.
And that way everybody gains.
You see? And then it's like we have to sit down and negotiate to where I'm comfortable and you're comfortable.
Exactly.
But it's just like that. If I'm at the fair, I can say, man, that Pepsi $5. Because it's the fair. It's money. $5. It's the same Pepsi you get for $1.
Exactly.
But it's $5 here. It's money.
Yeah.
Because I got the right setup. I'm only paying 50 cents for it. But right now I can supply and demand. It's $5. Is that ethical?
Not at all.
But that's business. In America, they say that ain't wrong. That ain't wrong.
Business. And see, that's
just
good
business. So that opens up the door
for you to do
a bunch
something
of unethical
shiny.
practice.
Exactly. I hate to hear that saying, like, don't take it personal, it's just business. Well, I mean, how can you not take it personal when what you're doing business-wise affects my person? You know, I'm in business so I can eat. You know what I mean? And sustain myself and possibly my family if you have
So
one.
you personally
you have to personally get over on people in order to do business.
Don't take it personal.
But don't take it personal. That's what they say.
See, so it's a hard thing to do. It's a very hard thing to do to maintain a certain level of integrity in a system that integrity was never built into.
Exactly. It will literally make you insane. That's why we have to come out of this mentality and get back to this village vibe, this village culture. Come out of the mercenary culture into the village culture. And the only way we can do that is through proper education. Right? And then proper education prevents poor performance.
Yeah, man. And which kind of leads to what we're going into, man. Money, man. Money. I said this year I'm gonna get so much money. I'm gonna get money. The year of the money.
Yeah.
Just to show folks
that money ain't
nothing. You see what I'm saying? It's the year of money to show folks that
money ain't nothing.
Ain't nothing. Because sometimes it takes for you to have it to show folks that it's just a tool.
It's a means. Yeah.
But long story short, speaking of money, I made a few investments, and like I told you, it was the year of money. So right before the year ended, I got blessed with a beautiful opportunity. You know how the universe works. You know, how can we change our situation? How can we manifest money? There's a brother, Anthony Burton. Shout out to Anthony Burton.
Man, what up, Bert?
Who said, man, look, man, you ever heard of trading futures? And all that money, I had been bumping into random network multi-level marketing. I got a couple friends that's in a couple of multi-leveling things,
Yeah.
and it was beneficial for them, and they got, you know, a lot of benefits to working in it. But for me, I could never really get into the multi-level marketing.
Word.
So when I heard the brothers talking about I got this opportunity, I was kind of hesitant at first because I thought I'm about to hear a multi-level in marketing pitch. So I get to the house, the brother put out a laptop, he showed me a screen with a bunch of lines on it and a chart. I don't understand the chart, but he like, man, this is money. He presses a button, and I see it go green and red. One green means you're making money, red means you're losing money. And he like, man, what if I told you that you can predict this? And if you can find a prediction, whether it go up or down,
You can make money
you can
off
make
it.
money. That night, I sat with that man for an hour. Although he was sim trading, wasn't sim trading real money, but he was on the real market. I didn't see him make an unsuccessful trade. Another day I came by, I didn't see him make an unsuccessful trade. I still have no
Record
of
of him
what
making
doing
an
that. I
unsuccessful
don't
trade.
understand what they're doing, but I always see when he press stop,
He's in the pocket.
it's in the green.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, how do I get into this? Because this looks like some legit stuff, bro. Because I haven't seen you lose money. But he kept telling me, you don't always win. But I'm like, I have yet to see you lose. So you must win at a lot more better odds than you lose. Look, a long story short, I ended up getting a settlement. So I want to take my settlement to invest. You have to invest in the training. So now I invested in the training. So now I can look at the charts and I know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm now making money doing the sim market, trying to open up my lab account. Last week, I showed 3 different pictures of me making over $100 sim trading through the market. People, I'm not trying to gas y'all up. It's not no network marketing scheme, but I honestly feel like you have the chance to make anywhere from $50 to $1,000. $50 to $1,000 in an hour. I know a brother that was on the call because it's a community of people. Brother made $1,800 in like 30 minutes. You see me call you when I was doing it. I said, bro, I only been doing it for an hour. I done made 400. But in fact, the first 2 weeks I was practicing, I would make 400 a day and I would stop. So for 2 weeks straight, I made $400 sim trading. This would have been a live account.
You'd have
I made
made
$400
Yeah.
every day these 2 weeks. So what I'm saying, long story short, April the 17th at the Hilton Inn in Lakeshore, I get to meet the brother Tim Lewis, the brother who introduced us to Anthony Burton and what you see all y'all. The founder of the 4D Traders Institute. It's the chance for y'all to get an introduction to the world of futures. We have a small presentation, so y'all can give you a chance to join 4D Traders Institute. I'm not trying to tie nobody's hands, but I would suggest that you invest in some trading education and start to be in the trade. Because I feel like this is easy and great money and a great opportunity for people like us to do it. Because just 10 years ago, it took like $10,000. Right now, it may take $1,000, but it took $10,000 to get in the game. Now, through the internet, Ninja Trader, through brokering programs, you don't have to have so much money to get in something like the stock market or the future stock. Which I feel like this is new for our people.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? I went to a meeting with the people. They was talking about there was a dude who paid $5,000 for a CD just to get some information about this. A CD. So this is a class.
It'll show you how valuable it is.
You
That
can
people
be
are willing to spend that much money for information.
Exactly. But this institute, you can be here for a whole year. But not even a fraction of what that DVD costs. And it gives you a community of people where you can call 24 hours a day, get trading advice, and also meet other people, look just like you, because every person I've met in the program are black people. That's another reason why I love it. And it introduces you to a family of people that's doing it too. So I just ask y'all to get involved, man. At least take a second I say to see what it's about, man. And after that, just to stay on the economics, on the 23rd, we have a brother Samora, the founder of Unique Seminar.
Peace to God.
Yeah, man. Very brilliant brother. He's gonna be talking about economics and African culture. which I feel like is two of the most important things that we as black people can have a healthy knowledge of.
Exactly.
Because, you know, we have some heavy hitters that's strong in the economics and look at economics as the savior, so they get away from
The
African culture.
Yeah.
Then we have some people that's so wrapped up in African culture
That they get away from the
they get
economics.
away from economics.
You gotta unite the two.
You see? So that's why this one is economics and African culture.
You gotta bring the two
Because
together.
these two will bring healing to our community. The brother is also a teacher at the Black Star Academy. I have a video with him breaking down the Scramble for Africa, aka the Berlin Conference. And that's basically, if y'all not familiar with that, man, take a little research on it.
Yeah.
He's
Do
basically
not.
talking about how the European powerhouses sat
Divide.
down at a map and divided which superpower
We get control
would get
of what
what
resources in Africa.
piece of land in Africa. Literally, like a piece of puzzle. Okay,
Yeah, we're gonna
you know,
leave
you
this
get
to the
here,
French,
you get. There's a
this goes to the
literal
Portuguese.
conference, and you know what's really a slap in the face
What's that?
is that a lot of these countries stand there today and still run the resources of the places they dissected with the map. But this story just still tell you in your history class, well, not really, because I don't remember hearing the story.
About
I remember
them.
hearing the
Berlin
conference,
Conference, yeah.
but I didn't hear it in the way that he broke it down to them kids. And them kids was like 5 from 13. And I feel like when you can break a story down like that in a way where a child can digest it,
That's
you
teaching.
know your stuff, and that's pure intelligence. So as I said before, if he had that for the children, I'm just can't wait to see what he has
For the
adult
grown-ups,
crowd.
adults, yeah.
That was prolific. So you don't want to miss that. April 23rd. Shout out to Pastor James Ephraim, one of the most Afrocentric pastors I know in the city, man.
Alright.
Every time I
I
see him
know,
at the
man.
Kwanzaa, man, he stay in some culture, stay in the mud
Alright,
cloth.
bro, be clean.
Yeah,
though.
so we're gonna be at Forestdale. Guys, I usually know it off the top of my head, but it's on Tomahawk. Right there is First
Right, First.
Presbyterian Church. I'll tag the address at the bottom. Excuse me right now, but I can't get it. It's Tomahawk. All you do is turn the right there by the KFC and the gas station right there. It's gas
Right off
station.
78, it's a Chevron.
Chevron.
Right in between a Chevron and the KFC. You bust
Yeah.
that right on Tomahawk Road.
And you
Go
can't
down
miss
one
the
block
church.
and you came in, so they sit to the right.
So that's where we'll be at on the 23rd, dealing with economics and African culture. Another big thing we got on the work too, I might ask y'all to vote because we know we want to do the party with the purpose. And I've got 2 tentative dates in mind, looking at the 12th or the 19th. I'm trying to see if I can get a Friday date, but right now it looks like I can only do something between Monday and Wednesday. But I want to break down the whole theme of the party with a purpose. So the party with a purpose is a chance for us to just kick back, let loose, and have all the fun that we can have. But also be doing something to empower the community
I'll say it.
at the same time. So it ain't just like we having fun, let's
We
not
having
give it
fun
back.
with a purpose.
So that's why it's called the party with a purpose, because right now we are trying to raise $250,000 for the Black Star Academy.
I'll say it.
So we asking people to bring $5 minimum to get in the door. So whatever you bring it, cheerfully. But everything that's coming from the party,
It's
we
going
go
to
straight
Black Star.
into the Black Star account. No bull. You do a count up for everybody there, and you'll see it on the website, and you'll see how we're getting it and where we're going. The goal is $250,000. Whether we make $250,000 or not,
We're gonna work
we
with whatever we got.
guarantee y'all some type of homeschool program. Because the homeschool program has been in existence the last 10 years. Who knew? I just got attached to it last year.
Yeah.
And that's why I wanted to expand it this year to make it a big
Flourish, yeah.
deal. Because we need it. And it's also expanding as far as being with the name and the concept. So I think it's a great, beautiful thing, and I'm honored to be a part of it, man. We ask y'all to just to get excited and come be a part of it. So, Black Star Academy, Black Star Fitness,
Shout
One
out
House
to J Mash,
Movement.
AJ the athlete. See y'all.
Yeah, so everybody that's getting involved, man, everybody that's been involved, we appreciate you. Everybody that's been involved and left, man, we still here. The One House doors are still open. This is your movement, man. This is not my movement. This is not Kelly's movement. It's not Conscious King's movement. This is the people's movement. We are just pieces to be used to make game. So just let us know what y'all want to be done, and we gonna see how we can incorporate it into this movement. Without any further ado, man, the words of my good brother, man.
Come get this work.
Peace.